Okay, hello. I think everything's good. Okay, let me run the ads right now first and then move on with it. So I'll go with this for the start. And for today, I'm planning to just do a chill stream. Hope you all have a nice day. So I'm currently watching this game between Yujining and Chejong here. I will try to play some training games on PlayGo GG after. For the start, I wanted to watch this game, and as you can see on Fox here, there's gonna be a lot of games coming up here for the Chunlan Cup, I think was the name. So if there's someone that knows where you can see the tournament bracket and whatnot, would be nice. But it's definitely gonna be interesting to watch. And oh, that actually might be a good game to watch this. So I think it's Freijak versus Fukuoka, which is extremely in fire these days. Young guy here, just went to be Honimbo Challenger. So yeah, would be definitely a fun game to watch. Of course, Shinjin So here, Chiki Ryo here, Yamayuta even's playing. Yeah, should be a nice watch. Okay, maybe for the wait in between, I can do some training stuff over here a little bit. So if you wonder, actually here, if you wonder what this site is, it is Oichi 101, and you can train some problems over here. So let me go, and actually I could where do I restart again? I think let's go from 5Q here. So this one should be here. Connect, you can snap back and then threaten to take here. This one's cool. You can Atari here from bottom side and push through and then cut. Don't think there's anything else with this to do. You can probably Atari or not, like it's both. Don't think matters too much. Okay, so this should be some sort of squeeze here. Atari net. This you can squeeze again, it's gonna be ladder at the end. Or ladder this way if white wanted to cut an Atari here. Okay, this should be cut here when take block this way. And then white has no way to save these two stuns, because you can cut here. If you connect, you can cut this way. This again, Feeling liberty is important. When black cut, you can actually Atari squeeze from bottom and then just take in ladder this side here. Important detail, you don't want to Atari this way because then this is going to be Atari and then black can just save these stones. Now I think this one just connect. If Hane just descend, you can keep the eye here, keep the eye on the bottom. Should be all good. I think if we take, it's gonna be some sort of call. Take here, block this one here. Take it, yeah. No. Maybe we needed to crawl once and throw in again. Take, block. So when you play this, white takes. It's gonna be Seki this way, I guess. Yeah, okay. You throw in here again. White cannot really try to take these stones, because, okay. So it's gonna be Seki here. And hi Quinn, nice to see you. Hope you're doing good. Unusual morning stream, I know. It's a bit doing some different stuff for the day. So connect here. If crawl, you can just crawl here and then play this one, turn, and then have Seki. And if cut, you can Hane here. Should be this one. And then you turn here. And at the end it's Seki over here. This way. And to wonder if this is Seki or not, just try to feel the liberties on the outside in your head. And if white cannot continue to try to kill the group because of this, it is Seki. So okay. I mean, should be this one and then descend. I don't see any other. Maybe Atari. Now probably, yeah, this one descend. When white plays this one, you feel the liberty on the outside. Because white cannot play from here. It is, you can take. Really important to see liberty problems. Okay. I think this one should be Kosumi and Han. Maybe this is wrong. Just attach here because white cannot Han. You can cut this way and take. If block, you can just go back. White has no space here. Yeah, went wrong on this one. Should have crawled and then thrown in here, and it's Seki. Okay, let's go next. So 4Q this time. I think if you Atari here and Hane, should be able to connect on the first line. You cannot play first here because white can Atari here, so it's important to have this first. And then you just squeeze and connect here to save these 3 stones. I think this one just connect. Oh, white can play this one. So we need to play differently. Yes, Hane throwing in. This should be a call. If that way, Hane throwing this. Is there a way to live for black? Yeah, I think it's gotta be this. I don't see any way to live because there's liberty problems again. So call problems are a bit tricky because you need to read kind of every other variation possible. Yeah, this was the only way to play here. This again should be some sort of a liberty problem type thing. So cut here, this one, Atari this way, and then wait a minute. Need to play the move order correctly. I don't know. But this one, oh yeah, I can attach here. Yeah, when black blocks, you can play here and take the eye. Okay, not a good one to miss, but it's all good. I think crawl here. If white takes this eye, can Atari here connect? No. Maybe it should be something here. No, okay. It's able to kill. No, yeah, white cannot connect. I mean, and then okay, you can take here. So this one should be filling the liberty this side. Here you can honey this way. And even take, you can throw in, so it's all good. How is it go tonight? Yeah, so we'll be trying to watch some games here, but it's not starting yet, so I'm just doing some problems over here. In the meantime, what is this? Probably need to save here. Something like this? Don't get it. Could I just push? This one need to try to disconnect here. So Peep is gonna block this way. Then you can go here, Atari here, this one, connect, you can cut. Even try to Atari and play here, it should be all good. No. Maybe I need to connect here. This one's gotta be honey, but then throw in, take, and call. If you descend, white can block from the outside. Don't see any other moves possible. Or maybe you Atari here. Oh no, you cannot, yeah, okay, so... White cannot play this one because black can just take everything. So this is under the stone, take here, cut here. The question is, what do you do after this? Is there some sort of move? Not able to read today compared to other days as well, but take here, cut. So you're not trying to read afterwards already at this point, so not playing this move straight away. Okay, I guess I don't. Oh yeah, there was this call here, so white cut, yeah, okay. Want to net, but this one white can just push, doesn't work. So I need to probably have some sort of a loose net over here. Yeah, I think it's push and this one. I don't see any other way. If push, cut, even throw in squeeze, you can still win the race by one move. Not a good challenge, but so good. Yeah, so this one you can cut here. Even try to squeeze black and win the race here. I had the problems where koi is the answer, just going for the koi is so dependent on the situation. Yeah, but you need to read every kind of variation, so it is in a sense good training. But yeah, I could understand the allergic reaction, but you want to take that away because koi is actually a kind of good thing for go. Let's say cut here, Atari, this one. Yeah, should be dead shape in 5. So Atari this one, Atari again, and dead shape in 5. White has no way to make an eye here. Reading at my rank. I mean, everyone starts from being bad. So, but what is good is not only for games where try to improve. If you can try to read a little bit, I think you can enjoy much more. Even to watch some games, you can try to guess kind of professional moves when you try to watch live and stuff. So it's not only about trying to improve, but you can probably enjoy, go a bit more. So try to not go for hard ones, just the ones you can play, do it easily. It's so good. Phonetic. So should we connect if white plays here, cut this one, descend, white cannot fill. Because it's Atari both. Oddly enough, I guess the promo is more than I figure out the low. Then you maybe have some good intuition. Which is a good thing. So this one should be Hane here. Not enough space, and this is snapback. Okay, suddenly it's a bit easier here. And now, as I said this, I'm gonna be stuck here. Yeah, okay, should be cut this way. Take, you can cut this way over here. Even this one, you can just push. If white plays here, you can take these 4. Yeah, this one you can just Atari from here. It's important not to cut because this is going to be a call. Slight detail over here. If you play this one, it's going to be a call here. So read until the end. This one's connected. Okay, I'm gonna try to end this series and try to watch the games. Okay, what is it here? Should be this one. If white Ataris, you can still take the eye here, because take, you can just go back and still keep, kind of kill the eye here. Yeah, there's nothing to be done against it. First instinct is, yes, should be this one. Yeah, so this way you keep the eye at T13 here. And if white has no way to kill this eye over here, should be all good. So even trying to do this one here, black is not going to cut at 5, but you can actually Atari from here, so it's all good. And it's alive this way. If you're going to play this, it's going to be a call. Maybe that is it, because connect white will just Atari. And then you probably cannot live there. No? Okay, missed. Yeah, you can start from here actually. Play this one Atari from here. Okay. So this one is kind of classic. You cut from here. White will Atari here, descend this one, you can throw in Atari from here and take everything. So at the end it's gonna look like this if white connects here. So I have just a good feel, just bad everything else, but one day at least you know what you feel good about it. It's good that you know what you're good at. Then it's easier to fix the other parts. So this should be similar than the problem of the day I put here on other parts. So Atari from here. If white connects, you can play this side. White cannot connect, you can take everything. If take, descend here is an important move. And then should be all good. Because this one you can throw in Atari from here. White cannot connect. This is a beautiful sequence here. Like it a lot. It should be wedge. This one. Maybe just Atari, connect, and then wedge. Yeah. So Atari, white needs to connect because if not enough space. Connect here, you can wedge. There's no way, yeah. And this is snapback over here, you can just play this one. Okay, we needed to have this correct, but it's all good. Okay, let me just go and watch the games for a second. See if there's some progress. So here is Frejak versus Fukuoka. Switch the screens here. Here you go. Oops. So Fukuoka, the young guy here as white, is really on fire these days. Challenger of the Honeybo match. He's not even 20 years old, I think. And he did won his first match. Lost the second. But to be challenging for the title and winning the first match is definitely not an easy task to do. With the nerves and so on. So this is definitely one of the probably toughest guys. Maybe when you compare other people that are in this tournament, in this Chunlan Cup, yeah, all the other players are maybe stronger, but it is still a tough ask for Frejak here. Hopefully he can have still a good game. This is very unusual to have this high type of stuff here. Kind of funny. And this is standard Joseki. Sometimes I think white can play this kind of thing. But yeah, black can maybe play this thing later on after putting a move over here. So white decided to just play here, and this should be also okay. And if you extend here, for example, trying to expand a little bit more, black can have this type of forcing moves over here. And it might be different for the fight here on the bottom, so this is why white went from here, so that black doesn't have any good forcing moves against this, because this one you can just block and it's not really doing that much comparing to just the other one. You can actually just shoulder hit as well. It's already a good exchange for here. Yeah, I would suspect black would pinch or something around here. Would make sense with this formation here. C2 for black just feels very slow that early. C2. Let me just go up here. Which one do you mean? Do you mean this descent here? This is really important point, vital point for this group, because if you don't play here, actually let me just yeah, you cannot use this. I probably need to use this board over here. Okay, let me with this one. So if you don't play here, let's say, I don't know, you want to play somewhere else, like pincer. Locally, I don't know if you cut or atari, but the thing is, when white can play locally here, it's going to be strengthening this group, so it's alive with here, and black shape is kind of not alive, so it's really important to have this point in order to be completely alive, and it's the life of your group is going to be important when there's going to be a fight on the bottom side, because if not, white can maybe, I don't know, like pincer like this some days later, and you're gonna get attacked. As black, it's important to descend here, because if white tenukis, for example, then you can maybe pincer here, and locally this is not alive yet, so you don't want to get attacked something like this, because you need to play moves that are inefficient overall. So yeah, this seems early, but these are really moves that you don't underestimate, because it's like important for your life, and also it threatens the opponent. So it's like both players want to play there quickly. So this is the meaning to descend here. And yeah, Joseki is why. And maybe this comes the reason from like not just remembering the Joseki moves, but understanding why you play this. But yeah, it's definitely a good question from you, Phonetic. Maybe you could pincer here. But yeah, it seems a bit more solid to just descend and then you can threatening. And then if black can play this in center and then... Okay, this one I wasn't expecting, but playing on something on bottom, then it's probably better to do so. Okay, you can switch the screens. Probably this one's gonna be Atachi or Hane here. Is the usual kind of two moves. Let me see what there's else. Let me see Yamayuta's game. Okay, also... Nothing to say really. Yamayuta is actually trying to play some like a bit unorthodox style. There's always this kind of a way to play. Because in a sense, if you try to play like standard openings against Korean and Chinese pros, they seem to be more prepared overall. So this is why maybe even from Shibano Toramaru you will see some different type of stuff. Actually, he's not playing this tournament, which... Okay, could have been interesting to see, but maybe he's too busy with other type of matches. So Ichi Kyoryo here is black. Don't know his name, I think should be Huang, but he's really upcoming these days. Here, I think he's on the younger side. Yeah, looks very standard up to this point. I mean, maybe white will decide some days later how to play over here, so this is always a big point against this kind of knight's response. As white, you want to play here quite early. Also, it's increasing this bottom left kind of moyo here, so it is a big point comparing to just play here. White can still... Not right away, but it can still kind of try to make a living shape with like slide or something. So, and even if black plays here, it's not like this right side is going to be a black moyo because you have this group here waiting. So yeah, understand white playing here first. And then yeah, continue with the plan of developing here and kind of putting pressure. Would be, I think, much more standard to just jump, but this puts a bit more pressure against here. You need to actually read against this one first. I don't know what kind of white's plan is against this. Maybe he has something in his sleeve. But yeah, maybe black didn't like this, so just respond. Maybe it's so good. Let me actually see if why not. So it seems like fine arts is just going to respond, but you can also here. That was also a move to crosscut. Okay, white's attach here. Yeah, maybe black didn't want to go in this complicated stuff right away from the opening, so just block this way. It's definitely an interesting idea to have this crosscut and leave it here, and then just continue to put some Aji on the top side to maybe relate with something here. And then white is probably gonna try to do something with these two stones. Don't know how though. Maybe you leave it here. In a sense, with this move, you kind of have this kind of thing going on. So just leaving here with this exchange could be okay. Maybe just extend and then just sack here because you have this kind of thing. Something like this maybe. Trying to continue with the plan of the bottom left and then keeping the top side kind of small. Yeah, it is agreeing with me, kind of. Okay, we'll see what happens. So here. I cannot. Okay. Let me see Shinjin source game. This attach gotta be some ladder considerations here. Don't really know what's the preparation behind, but it's when you attach here, usually it's like concerning ladder here of this one stone over here. Let's say you respond. Maybe there's this type of thing here. Maybe you play jump whatnot first and then you can play this one. Yeah, this is really complicated. I don't know how to judge this position, but probably both players. This white started with this one, so he should know better. So this is ladder break against here, and then putting pressure on these stones. So this kind of makes sense. So as black is kind of straightforward, trying to put pressure on these three stones, punishing these moves, and then using this ladder breaker here. And this one white tried to protect in an efficient way. Then block, yeah. It's probably some sort of trade between, so white did push here and cut and got this side. And then black was able to put some moves here. There's probably still a way to use these stones here somewhat. Like with double honey type of thing. But right away, it's just going to strengthen the outside for black. So just take here. And yeah, just trying to survive with these stones right away isn't going to be beneficial because the outside here is going to be too thick. So as white, you would leave it this way. Maybe sometimes you will play here, I don't really know, but Okay, this starts right away to try to live here, it seems. Still crazy how some of the pro games look like 28Q throwing random stones out. I can assure it's not, but yeah, I mean this one maybe this game is kind of, you could say, for white seems to be difficult to play this kind of game because like you need to use this stone well in the middle game, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, actually this is better way to play here. Just stop like not cutting here and just play this one. White cannot cut this way because you can cut here and stop Atari. Okay. Oh, interesting. Black did play way here. Yeah, I thought he's just going to respond, but probably did feel not comfortable being pincered here. Yeah, this maybe block might be a bit too much here because this actually looks kind of okay for black. And even this shape probably just turned here. And as black, you just need to deal with these two stones. And you have still here this white group on the left side that is kind of unsettled. And as black, you played here, so at least this here, you can reduce this potential and then kind of have a base here. So with this way, you kind of take eye shape away here from white. So white has two groups to deal with, and black is only here. So yeah, I would be comfortable as black here. I'd probably crawl again, yeah, to take eye shape, and then I don't know, jump something around here. I know they're pro and way better than I'll ever be, but sometimes it's just funny the shapes they start from. Yeah, this is very unusual. I guess white wanted to do something a bit different, and it seems like it's still a game. By the way, if you have any questions, you can type in chat. I'll be happy to respond. And thanks for being here in unusual times. Are they playing in person or online? This is all in person over the board in China. Would be nice if I have some sort of way to find the site. So it is this Chunlan Cup here. I remember one of the pro games had a horrible first time misclick. Don't know about this one, but it should be online, right? Yeah. That hurts. First time misclick. Never did, but maybe we'll do at some point in my streaming. Yeah, so it's kind of is going as follows. I think you shoulder hit here. Try to kind of take this one stone and split these two. You don't want to get surrounded here. Let's say you play here. If white can play this one, you can surround these stones and then kind of put pressure. White can be settled. So probably gonna want to split these two. Keep this kind of white stones weak. It's still difficult, but black is definitely on the comfortable side. May have been during COVID, was a couple years ago. Yeah, it could be. But I didn't follow the Go scene too much after COVID from like 2021, so don't know what happened during these years too much. Fine Art says is good for white, but this seems a bit more difficult here, because you have still these two stones here in the middle. Black can have this forcing moves here on the right as well. And black hasn't got any weak groups apart from this one. So yeah, I think this one is, as a human, much more kind of even. But yeah, white has some points overall. I think this is why it says it's better for white, because black has no kind of influence. Maybe you can do something built on the bottom side, but here the top side seems to be difficult to do so. And if black cannot build an influence, then white's kind of taking territory here is going to shine. So I think this is why. So the one downside when you try to take corners like this is like usually black can build some influence. But if you can take this downside away, and white has also Komi, don't forget. So yeah, I could get why, objectively speaking, white is better, but it's still difficult. Comparing to this game right here, I would be definitely... But yeah, maybe it's still difficult because white is ahead in territory. It depends on here. But yeah, you have a lot of weak groups to deal with, so... Found it. It was a Samsung Cup final. KJ versus Shinjin So. Oh, I actually didn't know. That should hurt. One of the highest... misclicking at the first line at the highest level. Yeah, probably should be... I don't know if you can crosscut here. Would like to think from here first. But maybe it is a bit too much. Just going to push this way. Yeah, so jump here. Actually, this way you can put pressure here first, so it makes sense to play this one and try to then crosscut over here. Interesting. Shinjin So is thinking here. Usually he's playing really quick. That was famous. Shinjin So wasn't dominated at that time. Still, he wasn't number one yet. Counting. Yeah. Would like to see Kaji a bit more active at some point, but... I guess there's more in life than just Go. I get it. But yeah. Would be nice to see some games still gonna enjoy as fans. Personally, I don't really like kind of black's play, but it should be okay. Even Fine Art kind of agrees with me. The problem with this is like you need to get back like on the right side here. And yes, you're alive with these stones by playing this one, so... But even... I think it's alive, right? I mean... Yeah, even if it's around, you're kind of alive because you can play this kind of thing. But yeah, it is kind of painful to give this kind of white influence here. Very effective shape for white. How long till you rank pro? You gotta be getting close. Nowhere near. And my goal is not being ranking pro. I mean, there's levels to this. Even for you guys, seems I'm close, but I'm actually definitely not. And yeah, we'll try to improve each day, but that's the only thing I can do. Trying to rank pro or not, definitely not what I'm focusing on. But if it happens, I mean, if you can be kind of at a high level being invited or whatnot, that would be nice, but yeah, even 1 stone difference or 2 stone difference, it is a big kind of jump between the two, and the time you need to spend to go up there, it is a different beast. But yeah, you can still enjoy the game. Freyjack just want to try something unusual. Yeah, I think so. That was the thing. So something unusual because your opponent isn't prepared. But I feel like he come up with this on the spot. Like, I'll be shocked if this is prepared because... I think white wants to extend here. So that is the good shape, but you need to read against this and then jump. Yeah, if this fight is okay for white, then this should be kind of not really good for black. Just this shape is too efficient here for white here. Yes, you can slide and whatnot over here, but we'll see. Fine Art is saying just protecting seems to be good. Yeah, even just protect seems to be okay. The problem is also black is like committed on the right side here. And I mean, it's not easy. I'm not saying this is all done, but you have some Aji, so it's kind of easy to invade. So you can use this 1 stone over here. It's kind of difficult to keep the right side. And if that's the case, then this kind of bottom side here, it is very big. But yeah, we'll see. So black plan is really try to like expand as much as the right side as it can. So here, as white, you need to judge. So if you think this is good enough to play here, it's probably the most kind of solid move to play. Because this cut is kind of annoying here. Getting cramped, but in a sense, maybe you can say that. I don't know. Don't even know where to go actually apart from here. Maybe you could say if black plays this kind of moves, you can take away this kind of slight effectiveness. So might be still okay. Yeah, because the shape you want to extend here, and I think he's feeling confident for the fight on the bottom side here. And black must cut here. There's no other, like, you cannot let white have everything. You need to fight back. And good morning, Fea. Nice to see you. So a bit of a watch-along stream for the day here. So there's the Chunlan Cup. And Freyjak here is black versus Fukuoka, which is on fire these days. A young guy. Challenger for the Honimbo title in Japan. It is a tough matchup, but hopefully Freyjak can show up with some good stuff over here. But yeah, you need to cut. Yeah, I don't think there's any other. Maybe you can play this type of move, but even as fighting spirit, I think you want to cut here and kind of keep pressure on these two stones. Because if you can do so, maybe it's gonna be better for the right side here. So probably this one white can block, so it's better to extend here and then jump and then, I don't know, play something around here. Okay, let me see other games. So Yamayuta here's white. Yeah, this seems kind of standard, kind of white trying to make points and run away with it. I think you just extend here. Maybe you extend here once, have this exchange. This is difficult to judge, like if you want to have this type of thing and then kind of connect this way. This stone might be useful against the attack here. But yeah, getting blocked here is also uncomfortable. Yeah, I was thinking about attaching here, so selling on this side. Don't know how much this kind of block is a good shape, but maybe it is a bit too slow. So it's difficult to judge. But this should be a good move, because you're trying to settle here. At least the goal is clear. Yeah, the whole point of this game would be how these three stones are gonna be kind of settled in the center here. And as black, you want to put as much kind of long range pressure against this. And Sumya, thank you for the raid. Hope you were good. Nice to see you guys. Welcome to the stream. And don't know, are you gonna sleep from now on? Because did you stream the whole night here? So here, watching this Chunlan Cup here. So Yamayuta's game. Yeah, I think black's gonna think a little bit because you can maybe play this one as standard. But maybe you can counterattack. Yeah, this one black would think as well. It's a really important decision, but I think it's just cut. And yeah, this I think I would feel comfortable as black, but if white can deal with all these weak groups, It can run away with the territory, so it is not done yet, but maybe you just push and cut here. I mean, what do you do? This seems extremely big to just push. And failing grades, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Ohio, my D-rank challenge is finally done. Nice to see you. Okay, so you're gonna only rank up from here, I guess. And sleep in about 15 hours. Okay. So you wide awake now in office? Yeah, I would push. I don't know, but yeah, fine art is agreeing with me. Because if you just take here, like, white's kind of plan is to counterattack against these stones in the middle, but if you just run, like, these stones are weak still, you cannot really try to do much against this. And you have 2 weak groups versus 1. Usually if you're on the side to deal with 2 weak groups, you're not in a good spot, so yeah. Let's go Ichigyo. I think I'll feel comfortable with this game. Yeah, this should be also kind of a okay game for white, but a bit more difficult because you need to figure out with these 3 stones. What? Did black needed to put this move here? I mean, maybe he didn't want this kind of center from white. Here. Because locally, if you can play this honey and surround, black cannot technically live here. Can play this one. Stanislav playing in Chunlan Cup, yeah. I think it's a good thing to see him invited. You want to see some... I don't know how was the like invitation process. Why they did come up with him, but yeah, he represents EGF, I think. Maybe there's a qualifier. Don't know. Well, probably there was. There should be, because in Japan there was as well. Don't know how it's how they decided the participants. If you know. I like him a lot and respect him as a person and as a teacher as well. Okay. Never kind of met him or anything. But it's nice to see some good personalities, I guess. Who saw the Polish professional here, EGF? I guess it's EGF 2 done because it says Nidan here. Play on the right, so black play here. But this game I think is in a tough position because this here feels just too submissive. White is getting everything that he wants. Yeah, and just play on the right seems good. Personally, I would just invade like the 3 point, but maybe white wants to just keep the game less complicated, because if you can just split the right side here, black hasn't got anything left. And he's probably feeling confident about fighting here on bottom side, although there's some RG here still left, like something like this. Yeah, so white is trying to run away with this stone here, so this is why you can kind of peep this ladder this way. Maybe he's a bit nervous, I don't know. But yeah, black needs to definitely fight here aggressively, much more than in the bottom side. So we'll see what happens afterwards. Usual shape is to descend here. But I think white can just turn or play this one. I think black felt that it's going to be helping for this 3 stone. So yeah, this I could definitely understand. So the focus is really on these 3. Okay, I got breakfast, so we'll be back in an hour or so. Thank you, and probably I will be not streaming anymore, but hope you have a nice day still, and yeah, thanks for being here and for the raid, Sumia. Thank you very much for the support. See you next time. Oh, black did honey. I guess this maybe wants to have some sort of exchange and then go back here. Just to have some sort of support over here. Because if you push simply here, white will extend, and maybe it didn't like this extend because this white group is a bit stronger here. But I mean, I think it's very... yeah, some small detail stuff. So yeah, Matasta, yeah. So tomorrow I'll be streaming at usual times here. So white extends only move probably. And then I think what black will push here. Because if white can... I don't know, let's say you put a move here. If white can block this one, you can see this transforms into white's kind of territory. And then as black, you kind of committed to really have some severe attack either on these 2 groups. So personally, I'll just take territory. I think he will do this. Just an exchange here to go before playing this. Okay, so the Shinjinso game definitely did continue. I would feel I don't know, comfortable as black. It all depends on how this stone is gonna be useful here in the middle. Yeah, this is difficult. Probably one of the most difficult games of all here. Okay, black is fighting back a little bit. So trying to let white run here, surround. Okay, I kind of like to see this. Maybe it is a bit of an overplay, but black needs to do something a bit more aggressive than the opening. So I think Kosumi here is important, but maybe you need to put a move somewhere here. The problem is if you put a move, I don't know even where. Maybe you can play this one. Maybe against this there's this one here. But this kind of Kosumi is really painful to get played. Because let's say you played this one. I'm just playing some random moves. White can attach this way and still continue to like put pressure on the corner. Black cannot hane because there's this kind of thing. So this is vital point really for both groups. White can make a base here and also shrink the black's corner. So I think black wants to play something here. Yeah, okay. Is there another game I can watch? Let me see this one. Seems like rather standard type of stuff here. Difficult, kind of Moyo versus Moyo. Yeah, I mean, looks pretty even up to this point. I guess black will try to invade here, because if you don't, it's going to be too big. But yeah, I don't think there's much to be said. This is pretty good kind of way to invade here. This shoulder hit and attach. It's kind of a very good example. Like if you play this one, maybe still hunt it this way, but there's also this type of moves that you can play. It's pretty easy to kind of invade the right side here. So this is why black extended this way. But yeah, crawl is annoying, so you can honey either this one or in the corner. And this is kind of a move. Usually when you get attached here, you want to honey. But as a concept against when you want to attack against stones, you want to try to take forcing moves away from your opponent. So that's why black kind of extended here. Because if you honey, like maybe you just go back here, there's going to be this cut, so there's going to be forcing moves against this kind of weakness over here. So usually against attach should be honey, but when you're trying to attack, you need to compare if it's better to not give forcing moves. I think white needs to put a move, but the question is how. Maybe I think you just honey and try to live here simply. No. Push peep and this one, okay. I think the moves are a bit delayed. But maybe they played quickly here. Yeah, I mean, this shape seems a bit awkward. Black did get to play here and kind of get the nice outside. Block should be center, but probably not playing here, right? Yeah, and so this invasion point is trying to use this peep over here at G F5 here, this way. So always when you try to invade a Moyo or something, always try to aim for your opponent's weak points. And maybe not play directly, but play some move that can threat next. So this should be a really good kind of point here. One thing you need to pay attention if white can kind of surround, let's say, from here. But this stone is kind of weak, so probably this kind of thing doesn't really work. But you still need to read this like kind of counterplay from white first, but probably black is comfortable with something like this. The problem is white kind of shape overall is too weak to really go after the attack here. But it's the right balance you need to consider when you try to go deep in the opponent's Moyo. Can you get counterplayed or not? But yeah, when you have like this kind of peep and this stone being weak here, I guess you can go around here. For example, I think this type of move would be a bit too much, even if you can try to play this, because white can maybe, well, maybe it's good, but could be moves like this. Trying to really surround black, or maybe this kind of thing. But yeah, throwing in the stone around here makes sense. You don't want to go like this and try to just live here on the bottom side. Probably it's difficult. Just trying to reduce from top side and then use this kind of weak stone. Because if white tries to surround here, let's say, suddenly you can also benefit some points over here. So yeah, white cannot just respawn over here because there's this kind of weak stone. Yeah, seems to be difficult position for white, even though objectively speaking it isn't much of a difference. It seems way easier for black to play. There is some positions like this that for humans could be easier to play. Also, white needs to have something with this kind of core here, so you want to use this RG at some point. But here, with this group weak, maybe black can have some core threats against here. So I don't know if white can really do this right away. Maybe we'll try to attack here and gain some core threats and then kind of use this thing. But at some point white needs to play this, because without any RG here is going to be a tough time for white. Okay, let me see other games here. Let's go here. I know both these players, but I cannot pronounce them. So I think he is really young, the player on the right here. Seems to be a complicated fight with a lot of forcing moves, Atari and whatnot. Yeah, after this Joseki here, this one. Black plan is probably try to kind of take this side and sort of attack here. Seems like there's too many forcing moves that white can play. I don't know, like probably these two stones would fall off to white. But yeah, it's a bit too difficult. I mean, next gonna be cut, but the fight afterwards, don't really know. Okay, let me see other games. So go back to the Freyjack game here. Yeah, I mean, I could understand trying to protect here, but when white can Kosumi, seems painful. Yeah, you can slide and try to do something here, but this attachment... Ugh. Maybe you don't do this right away, white can just protect somewhat here. Maybe it doesn't do so. Black wants to attack something. Yeah, white is just going to like try to attack here, I guess. Maybe this is me being too passive here. Actually, one point is if you play something like this, black can surround these stones in this way, and black can have a good kind of influence on this side, so it makes sense to try to go and run here. And you can weaken these stones as well. So it's important to kind of, I always say, break the line. So break the line between the two and keep kind of your opponent's stones weak. Because the best defense is attacking your opponent groups. And this kind of thing black cannot really do, because you can just play this one, cut, just take these three here. And this one you can even cut this way, so black cannot really try to do something here on the right side to disconnect with this Kosumi. Yeah, but I think this is a good example to show, like, I think white just plays this one and this kind of shape here to split the two isn't really what you want to aim for. But yeah, I think black is a bit desperate to find something. Maybe relating with some Aji here. Attach one not. Yeah, black is a bit in a hurt when you play this type of attach. If possible, you want to play this kind of thing here, try to surround. But I think like white can just push and hane, and then yeah, this is not going to be working. Probably this kind of thing right here. And then connect back, and you can take these stones. So yeah, if you can surround here, you want to think from here, but white can just simply push, and this one just push again, this one just cut, and this one just push again, take these stones. So it is kind of a desperate second option that black went for. But yeah, I think the opening plan, maybe black is trying to counterattack. So if white is too slow over here, maybe there's gonna be something over this side. So black's kind of hope is really trying to go after these stones here on the bottom side. Something like that. Yeah, so just extend. So just punishing the bad shape here. So actually there's one thing very similar to this. Let me show an example. Yeah, this case is here. But let's say this stone was this way. Basically what I wanted to show is like comparing to this kind of here, this kind of diagonal shape. If it was a knight's move of this one, still this kind of a getting split in two moves isn't really good as black. So usually it's kind of desperate type of thing. Okay, so I switched to the Yamayuta game here. Don't know, it seems like it gives kind of black some help to try to put pressure here with Hane. Don't necessarily agree with this push or even cut here. I think black's plan is really good. Try to expand the board as much as you can here. So play this one here. Give up a bit, some points of the corner. It's all focused on these three stones here. Yeah, I think black will Hane, because this is the move you want to start. And then always try to Hane in top of two stones. What you need to figure out is what against this cut. Maybe you just simply jump here. Extend. Play this kind of way. Yeah, for example, something like this, I think black is going to feel okay. But it's uncomfortable if you cannot cut here after this Hane. Yes, it's jump, but I think you extend here. Maybe not attach. So it's kind of same example that if you attach here, white can play this one. Maybe in this case, to attack these three stones might be justified, but shape-wise, this is not really what you want to do. Probably this one, or even here's a bit slow. It's not. Yeah, I think you want to extend here, threaten to push and cut here. Play this kind of thing. Maybe you don't play anything here, or something like this. Yeah, the thing is, you don't want this move to be played, but maybe black can play kind of this thing, but yeah, if white can feel comfortable, actually these 3 stones in the middle are kind of weak, not settled as well. So I think, yeah, black would... Okay, this is even more aggressive. Try to keep the left side here. Let me see what Fine Art wanted to do here. Okay, just play away. Interesting. What? This is not really human. I don't think so, but it's definitely interesting move. Okay. Yeah. Interesting to see this large knight move here. Yeah, white needs to kind of also pay attention about this Moyo on the left getting too big. You have this stone also isolated, need to pay attention, because if black can play something on here, suddenly it's a bit an awkward position. Yeah, it's gonna be a complicated fight here in the middle game concerning the center. But yeah, if white can deal, obviously has a lot of territory here. So we'll see. Okay, so what happened here? So yeah, push. Black did play this peep here. Okay. Yeah, this seems kind of difficult for white. Because you need to kind of play something in the corner, survive here. And then you have still these weak 2 stones. I don't know, maybe I'm cannot understand what white's plan is, but this kind of thing black can just surround here. Don't think white benefited. Maybe trying to take the corner, black's corner territory kind of thing. Even actually, maybe you can try to kill it simply. This one, black will try to attach, take these 3 stones. This one, maybe it's gonna be something like this, and then Hane. But yeah, I think it's difficult to do so. If you play something here, you can just push cut. Let me see what Fine Art says. Yeah, so extend here, black responds. Oh, that's interesting that you can play here and threaten black's kind of shape on this side of the board with this one. Okay, so if you play here, I think white can squeeze here this one and kind of threaten also this group over here with this turn. This is dead like this, and this way you can live here. Yeah, that is really okay. I get why white can maybe do something over here. So if you can turn here in center and then go back over here, the corner semi could be complicated. Maybe it's gonna be some sort of core, but we'll see. Yeah, this white probably will think a lot, because if you mess up here, the game will be over. So it is definitely a point that white needs to think. So let me switch. Okay, maybe this one I'm gonna leave. Yeah, so white going straight up for the black weak point here. Yeah, it's going to be complicated, but it's nice to see Yamayuta in live here, playing some games. I know he's getting a bit old, but it's fun to see him play. When I was in Osaka, he was definitely considered like a god here in Japan. Was at his peak. But yeah, still doing pretty well overall. Nice to see Japanese players are doing good. At least this I can have a good day. Maybe this one... Oh, okay, this Kyokagen, didn't see. So Kyokagen, Japanese player on the right. Actually, he's Taiwanese, but went pro in Japan. Moved here when he was in Sei. Actually, I think it was briefly there as well at the same time in Tokyo. A lot of one Spain Spencer today, when you think about it, this Joseki here. Actually, would you play this one space here? Seems a bit cramped, but maybe it's important to protect this. It would seem much more natural to play something like expanding, maybe something over here or something on the bottom side. But yeah, maybe it is important to keep these 3 stones to kind of have some Aji to invade over here. Interesting that you don't mind kind of just taking and getting attached here. The black shape is strong. But yes, black, you need to do something on the left, because probably just having this side and here is not enough for territory. It's probably the same here and here, kind of. Get the corner and this. And you've got the left side, so yeah, black needs to do something. Invade here. Alright, this is a good ASCII move. So if black responds something here, white can try to maybe attach or hane. Invade here. And if black responds this way, you can basically make this endgame here. And kind of taking away from black's kind of point of view. Yeah, this is super annoying to get played. Usually if you want to punish this move, you want to play something like this. Kind of getting a bit more benefit on this side and still taking the corner. Maybe against this, white will again play something like this, and if connect like here. Make this kind of call here. Maybe not straight away, but there's still this kind of thing that white can do. If cut Atari here and Hane this way, this cut you can probably just take here. Yeah, maybe not straight away, but just leaving this with this one stone and then maybe deciding on this one. Or could have this kind of cut as well. Maybe this is not really working. Yeah, like this asking move here. It's really annoying for black, and I can understand why black is thinking a lot. Because as white, if you invade this kind of bottom right corner, what do you have? Like white has territory here, this way. This seems to be solid. I mean, this isn't really the most solid shape. It's a bit desperate move, because this, I mean, you could get something on the outside, should be good enough for white. Here, clamp this way. And the corner is also shrinked quite a bit by playing this one. Yeah, this, maybe you can descend, but I think white would just leave it here. Let me see what fine art says. Yeah, okay, Hane. And then continue. Yeah. Leave it here seems to be good, because this exchange already, like, it didn't lose much for white and kind of gained some forcing moves. And so this area is less of a territory for black. Yeah, this seems tough maybe for Kyokagen here, so maybe the only Japanese players with a tough position for the day. Yeah, this seems to be good for black. This should be attached, I think. Yeah, just take these 3 stones. Don't really understand why. Maybe he's gonna try to play this kind of call here. Thing is, if black can take these 3, like, there's no way to complicate the game as white, and kind of feel weird. Like, why would you? But maybe it didn't see this type of attach and turn, or maybe didn't like it. But it seems if you can just take these 3 stones cleanly, black has literally no weak groups. I mean, you could still put pressure. Even this one, it's not, yeah, completely alive yet, but I guess you could still crawl. Like, you can't really attack this. This is still weak over here as well. And this group in the center, maybe you can put pressure, but it seems difficult. Like, black can turn here and still also put pressure on this weak group over here. Yeah, this seems, if nothing happens in here, seems a comfortable win for black. I think the whole type of trying to fight here, of when black has some lot of groups, like stones around, wasn't a really good idea for white here. Especially this shape is very painful because you don't have any eye shape for white. So yeah, I think white made the game difficult by himself, trying to fight in a strong black area. What do you do here? I guess turn. Then black jump here, empty triangle, don't know which one, but turn this one. This is complicated. You always need to kind of pay attention to not get kind of taken this area. Because white's goal is not to try to take the right side. I bought Ichiriki Ryo's book about AI Fuseki. Oh yeah, it's probably a good book. Like, Ichiriki is one of the probably stronger guys in AI type of. He's a very analytical, very kind of, even in his life, seems to be all figured out. Like, kind of very solid person overall. His father actually is a media, kind of a newspaper kind of founder in his region. Yeah, so he knows his media training and all what seems to have no weakness overall. Yeah, this can, let me just put it here. Okay, black played this one. And yeah, it's close between Ichiki and Shibano. So, which one is stronger these days? Even though the last time I think Shibano took the title away from Ichiki. Yeah, I think skill-wise it's like extremely close. Okay, so by the way, nice to see you this early morning here on Chani. And actually I need to go. I didn't think it was already this time of day. I will need to go in a few minutes. Yeah, it's kind of painful to see Freyjack having a tough game here. Be nice to see a better game. But yeah, happens to all of us. Yeah, white did protect this cutting point, which was the whole kind of hope of black, and then yeah, this seems to be a bit hopeless. I mean, white probably takes here, gives up something around here, just erases this moyo and GG's, I think. Yeah, here. And then probably just enclose or whatnot. Wasn't there a better way for black to... I think you want to play something here. I don't know why black didn't try to go something on this side of the board. I don't know. I don't watch Freyjack games, so it's my first time. But This is, I think, very unlikely. Not the best day. This is gonna be pretty complicated here. I think this fight you can try to watch here between Yamayuta. I think this is the most interesting position. This is probably over, fortunately. And then this Ichiriki Ryo, I think black, yeah, Ichiriki should be good, so it's kind of over in a sense as well. Yeah, this, I mean, the endgame could get complicated, so that one, maybe. And let me just go back to Shinjin So's game just a bit. Kind of funny. I don't know if this stone is well placed, but to reduce this area, I kind of get it, but... Can you help me with Go puzzle? Yeah, okay. I would actually show the solution here. I need to go, so you guys can enjoy the games. But it seems like Ichiki, Ryo, and Fukuoka are having a good time, so nice for Team Japan. Oh, maybe you have another one over here, Camel and Ice. Capture. Oh! Maybe I'll show it on the screen just afterwards. Let me just go over here. Crane's Nest, other one on the link, kinda. Yeah, it's kind of similar, maybe not, but kind of a squeeze. So let me just show you this problem first, and I will go through yours, Camel and Ice. So this one is kind of a classic here. If you start from here, white can just connect. And this one, to try to let white connect and take, doesn't work because white can just take here. And there's nothing to do after this. Descend connects. There's nothing to be done. So as black, you need to take some stones, because if not, you're just dead. So the first move here was to play this one to continue with this idea here. So if it connects, you can actually Atari here. White cannot connect because you can take everything. So kind of white's best response is to take here. And then maybe I give you a few seconds here what to do as black. Can you start with throwing an A4? Okay, let me... Yeah, I'll go afterwards. Interesting question. So here I can descend here. And this way, if white connects, you can actually throw in and then Atari. Because this way, white cannot connect, you can just take everything. Liberty problem. So this was kind of a key move to see descend and then throw in. If white blocks, you can Atari from here. This one you can take. So white has no real good moves to protect against this throw in here. And if connect, you can just cut here. It's not even a call because white cannot push from either side. This one take here. So white will connect and then you just take these stones. So it's dead. White stones are dead. If you start to throw in here, I think you play... I think you take here. Yeah, this one shouldn't work because Atari here connects. This one you can take here. At this point, white can take, and there's no descent because white can take this way. Yeah, you run into shortage of liberties as black here. So it's important not to throw in here because to have this kind of two liberties with your group, and when you throw in here, These two stones are next taken, so yeah, throwing in first here doesn't work because of this. So I need to start from here, and then maybe the best variation, yeah, should be take, descend this one, and then throw in and here. So white cannot connect because take everything. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this problem, and let me go through. Actually, I would change. Go for your problem, Chunlan eyes. It's not going to change, okay. This is a cool problem. So squeeze and how to take these stones here. Crane's nest. Didn't know the word. So it should be this one. So black to play. Guess, yeah, black to capture. Maybe your colors are flipped or whatnot. So what do you think do you need to do? Actually, is this right? I mean, because this seems... Yeah, okay, I guess there's only one first move. C5 for sure. So you want to disconnect this group from the top side. So yeah, C5 for sure. Okay, so what do you think white's next move is going to be after that one? So let's try to train and think from here. More Tenhuki. Yeah, Tenhuki is probably the best move in game. E5, yeah. And then how would you do to take white stones here? E5 is, yeah, technically in terms of points the worst, but maybe it's the most tricky variation. Okay, D5. And then white runs at F5. Okay, I get why now F5, yeah. And then this seems a ladder, but actually this stone at F8 is going to come into play. I can show you. Yeah, so that... Maybe I give you a few more seconds, but... This one seems like a ladder, but the stone is going to be really good. But it's a good problem to see kind of how this ladder won't work. So this one here. You continue the ladder, but this actually white can atari this stone, so you cannot like continue here because there's this take. Even just going here is okay, but so when you're trying to capture in the ladder, you need to be careful that when if white cannot kind of atari here somewhere. That's always a theme when you try to play ladder problems. Be careful if there's not atari somewhere. And this one there is, so it's not going to be ladder. So maybe you could put it here. Okay, so make it a bit easier. So how to do
here. If that's not going to work, what to do here is black. So ladder problems are actually good to try to train your visualization, because you need to read like until the end if there's no Atari or not. Yep, F5, so that's... Maybe you could play also F6, but yeah, F5, sure. And then white will play what? Maybe, yeah, D5. Gonna try to let you think until the end, because the training is to try to see until the end. So if you're solving problems, actually try to... What if white cuts there at F6? Then after D6, if white cuts at F6, yeah, I think you've seen it said capture. So if you're able to see the final shape, it's good. So block here, even if take, cut, seems like white can cut here and take these two stones, but actually here you can capture these on the bottom. So this was the right answer here. So yeah, the trick of this question is that you cannot take in a ladder this way because of this Atari over here. So you need to go from the outside, and if this one you can just take, and if takes here you can cut, and this cut here is not going to work. So the last kind of trick here, because you can take here is black. So yeah, this is definitely a nice kind of a basic problem how to take stones here. And yeah, you don't want to miss this kind of ladder thing, just so be careful from next time. If you go for ladder, is it too late? So if you start here already, yeah, it is too late. Maybe let's just take away the conditions around, because you might play this one, play here, block, and still able to kill the whole group. But apart from this, you cannot take these stones outright. So in Sumego sense, this is wrong. But maybe even with this shape, white is kind of dead here, because it seems to be tough to live for white, but let's forget this. So yeah, in a game situation, might be not too late. You can still net here and continue to attack, but it's way cleaner just to take this way. If you have a way to take just the stones outright, go this way. Yeah, no problem. I'm here to help you guys. So yeah, actually let me just post a few links before I go, and actually need to be in a hurry a little bit. So here, if you wonder, maybe your site is also good. Personally, I'm over here, and goproblems.com is also pretty good if you want to know where to go. And Cameron Ice, thank you for the follow. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed also the stream. And let me just post my YouTube channel as well. If you can go and sub over there, I'll be happy as well. Would be posting some content in the future. Planning to do some review of like maybe the European Go scene. Would be nice to put a light on European players. So yeah, check my YouTube channel if you can. And unusual kind of morning session for the day. be streaming usually evening time in Japan, so if you can join me tomorrow at around evening time in Japan, I'll be happy. And don't forget to push the bell on Twitch so you know next time when I'm live tomorrow. And yeah, thanks for the follow, guys. Thanks for watching me today, and hopefully you guys can still continue to watch the games here on Fox. Yeah, so I did try to make a coherent, complicated game make sense. But yeah, okay. Thanks for watching. Yeah, bye, come on, and see you next time. Ranchani, all people on chat, thank you very much, and have a nice day. See you next time.